Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another SellerAmp Seller Hour. Welcome to the party here.
What's up, y'all?
What's up in the chat?
Happy Tuesday. Yeah, let us know who we got. I see Toxic, some other familiar names. What's up, y'all?
Oh yeah, Enrico, Havik, what up? Let's see here. Cool. All right.
Hope you guys are generating some wealth off these Black Friday sales as well. Lots of good sales cranking. Lots of good opportunities right now. What's up, Melinda? What's up, Enrico? Yeah, I've been seeing we definitely been spending pretty good money this week. Hope you guys are as well there. What up, Luca?
Yep. Yeah, guys. So this is the best week of the year for product research. So whatever, any and all product research questions or questions about, scaling up with merchant fulfilled for Q4 or anything like that, please feel free to drop them in the chat and we'll get rocking and rolling too. Can you guys as well let us know in the chat where you're tuning in from, what state, city, country, etc. you are turning in from? We know SellerAmp Seller Hour, spans all across the globe, right? So let us know where you guys are tapping in from as well.
What up, Ali? Good. Hope you are as well. Number of reviews on an item going down, a red flag. Not necessarily. Sometimes just reviews get removed off a listing as long as there's still nice fluctuation on that new seller count, and you can see sales rank going down, that kind of thing. Yeah, so all over the place. Germany, Hungary, a couple of guys in Kentucky, California, Wisconsin. All right, I like it.
Got my first VA. He's asking for all these user permissions on my account. Is that normal? Absolutely not. The only thing he needs from you is going to be checking for ungating, most likely, if he's doing product research for you, Tyler. But Tyler, what tasks are you planning on having the VA help with?
Yeah, if it's just a product sourcing VA, yeah, just give them add to catalog permissions. If it's an admin or a manager, then yeah, they need a lot of permissions. And if you're nervous about that, you kind of ease them into the role. Make sure they're good at answering your messages and that kind of thing before you give them a lot of things.
Yep. Did the ungating requirements increase to 100 units instead of 10? For some major brands, yes. However, Amazon's totally still been accepting 10 as well.
Yep. I was talking to somebody who said they were chatting with a rep, and the rep said that you can still submit 10 too. So even as Amazon themselves right now are good with 10.
Oh yeah.
What up, cool guy? Good to see you.
Yeah. What's it? VSCG. Yeah.
Yep. 1, 2, 3. Right.
All right. I have a liquidation sale near me, and I have 1,000 pieces of new in bag or inbox brand name hands of champion clothes never sold on Amazon. Where do I start? Unfortunately, unless you have really good documentation, we wouldn't really recommend doing liquidation style stuff. For example, just because it can put your Amazon account at risk if they ask you if those items are authentic and you don't really have good documentation to prove it. That's why we talk about doing online and retail arbitrage primarily, guys. And everything. But in terms of where to get started with, Will, you're in the perfect place, right? Go check out the Fields of Profit channel, check out the Flips for Miles channel, watch some videos on the SellerAmp channel, and any specific questions you got, drop them in the chat, and we'd love to help y'all.
Yep. Yeah, just keep submitting 10 on that, Omar. You're good to go there. That's what I've been doing. It's still working there. Don't know why Germany is the worst sales for you. Interesting. Yeah, maybe not as much holiday seasonality. I bet next month will be a lot better though.
Yep. So you recommend keeping documentation for purchases even after ungating? The cool part is you don't even for retail arbitrage, you have to worry about keeping it but for online arbitrage, all those receipts are forever going to be in your email inbox unless you delete them, for example. So make sure you don't wipe the email inbox and you're going to be good to go right there.
And then a really smart thing to do as you're placing those orders, set up a SellerAmp Google Sheet where it's I bought this or something like that. And then you click that button on every product that you buy, and then it's going to export whatever information you want. And then just take those order numbers as you're going in and paste those on that same line. That way you have all the order numbers, you have all the stats about the item when you bought it, all just kind of stored with one click there. That way, if you ever get any IP complaints or anything like that, they'll say, hey, this ASIN, we need your documents. Super easy to just search that SellerAmp Google Sheet and you're good to go.
Also, too, guys, as well, one thing we'd really, really recommend is getting pretty active in the community. So, if you guys are watching on the SellerAmp channel, maybe you're not super familiar with the Amazon community as a whole, check the link in the description, and there's our Facebook group and our free Discord link as well. And if you're already a SellerAmp user, you want to make sure you're using SellerAmp QVS as well, which is our brand new sourcing tool that's included with your SellerAmp subscription right there as well. So there's a link to that too.
Oh, yeah. KPF was listed. Yeah, glad you're on the
Like
on the
that,
free
yeah, man.
class last
That's
night.
tough,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. So sweet. We're doing another one on December 11th. If you
Yep.
missed
Make sure you guys
last
get
night as
registered for
well.
that too. That's also in the description too. So if you haven't yet been to one of our free live classes, our next one, would you say we're in the 11th thread of December?
Yep.
Yeah, cool. Okay, sweet, sweet. So y'all should go ahead and get registered for that. Also use Boxum. Thanks for that. Yeah, shout out to
Awesome.
Boxum right there for all your listing, shipping, and accounting needs. Right there. Can you ungate the beauty category as a whole, like grocery, or is it certain brands? So Omar, one, you look like a Chad Scaler. Two, that's a nice W profile pic right there. And the cool thing is the beauty category is probably going to be automatically ungated for you. So Omar, go ahead and plug in like a Jones Road beauty listing on Amazon, and it's probably only going to ask you to apply for the brand, not the category, which means you're good to go in the category, man.
Yeah. With like you're talking about with grocery ungates a lot of the brands. Beauty ungates not too many other brands, but the category is typically easy to get. Usually, like if you've heard of the brand before, you have to submit an invoice on it. It's kind of the the rule of thumb.
Very good rule of thumb.
Yeah,
there, yeah.
Jones Road, Omar. Yeah. If you had issues with returns from major resellers, as long as you have a receipt. I mean, if you're within the return deadline, then they like legally have to let you return a product. So
yeah.
No.
What? Ooh, all right. Well, here we go. Okay, what kind of documentation you needed? Just documentation of the supply chain, and that they basically showing, okay, Flips for Miles Incorporated bought from Fields of Profit Incorporated. Say Werner was the supplier for that case, and everything. And then if you really did need it, there's a very small chance you would need it, but you definitely might. Would be the proof that Fields of Profit Incorporated bought it from the brand or the retailer, whoever they bought it from.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, if you are going to do that, just make sure that you're very confident that whatever they're buying is legitimately sourced there.
Absolutely.
FBM listings not moving nearly enough as FBA. Yeah, I would say that's kind of normal for this time of year, Luca. Starting on Black Friday, a lot of the FBM will start moving a lot faster because the warehouses start getting super overwhelmed. I'd say the holiday rush really starts here on Friday. Maybe even Thanksgiving afternoon, people start getting bored. They want to start ripping into some sales and stuff. And then it'll be FBM season all the way through, December 20th or so, December 21st.
Yep. Now, there are definitely some important things you do want to do on the FBM side of things, though, guys. So if you want like a good informative guide on that, just go to the website howtofbm.com. It's a little kind of FBM guide we put together for you guys for free right there. Is it necessary to have an LLC to sell on Amazon? It is not. Amazon does not require it. We're not lawyers, so we don't know, what assets you have to protect, for example, and everything. But you are not formally required to have an LLC to sell on Amazon.
Yep. Oh. Yeah. Whatever help you need there, Willie, feel free to contact support. They're happy to help you out there. I guess Miles probably X'd out the tab or something like that. After the 21st, did you send in FBA shipments? Got a little bit of got kicked out a little bit there. Love to see it. You kicking yourself out of stream today?
Yeah, dude, literally. Yeah, literally.
I would probably not send FBA shipments at all anymore. Chi-Chi, just because it is like at least 2 or 3 weeks for stuff to check in, right? And if you're doing the math, that's like right in the thick of Q4, and that's like best case scenario because the warehouses are going to be super busy this time of year. So I would FBA everything that is giftable, and then or FBM anything that's giftable, and then FBA anything that you don't really care. Maybe it's grocery, vitamins, just going to sell year round, that kind of thing.
Oh, okay. So Luca, it's just that the listings you're on aren't currently FBM friendly. Yeah. Most likely. Yeah. That you're doing everything correct right there. You just got to get on more listings that you can see other people FBMing on as well too. And then also for all you guys who are currently existing SellerAmp users, we got a little deal. It's going to be coming out for you guys. So make sure you keep an eye on your emails. And we're going to be doing SellerAmp Seller Hour on Black Friday and on Cyber Monday right there too. So we're going to make sure we support you guys the best we can here. Make sure all your questions are answered and make sure this Q4 is by far your best one yet.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, so if you guys want to save some money on SellerAmp, we got you guys here pretty soon.
Yeah.
What do you do with bad buys, lower price? Yeah, usually you just lower the price. Or if there's a reason why the price might go back up soon, then you can kind of hold out on that item. So like this time of year, there's a lot of reasons why an item's price might go up, right? Like obviously if it's, makeup, shoes, clothes, toys, anything like that, there's a pretty obvious reason being, Christmas gift season why the price is going to go up. Unless you're just like praying for the price to go up, then you can hold it out.
Dear Lord, please help me with Amazon Seller Central. Keeps having me sign in. Clear your cache. That shouldn't be happening.
I've had that happen where it makes you do the OTPs every 15 minutes for some reason. Yeah. Germany, they closed the warehouse. You can't send it. Interesting. Yeah. So they must be super backed
FBM
up.
season right
That's
there, yeah.
unfortunate. Yeah. Yeah. The FBM sellers are even more up in Germany then.
Yeah. Should I break even or maybe lose a little in order to get a few sales to get going, or just return items? That's completely up to you. I don't mind the long-term mindset of just getting some sales to get the ball rolling there. I think that's a good confidence booster right there. I think that makes sense.
Oh yeah. What's up, Galen? Hope you're having a good one. Hope you're excited for this these Q4 sales here.
Yep. Okay. Should I sell something that has no buy box? When should I do this? Yeah. So listings can totally be good with no buy box. Same thing with like if it has the private label alert on SellerAmp, if it's a super high sales rank, if there's no sales rank, for example, if there's no competition, like don't automatically disqualify. There's a lot of sellers will automatically disqualify those listings. We recommend not automatically disqualifying those guys on there. So when it makes sense to sell something that doesn't have a buy box is when there's good offer count movement on the chart.
Yeah. The only like major red flag, Alex, is if the buy box went away like very recently. A lot of times that's followed by the demand going down just because it's a little bit harder for somebody to actually buy it. And then obviously that means the price typically goes down. We tried to add a product on Gate shows unavailable. Yes, and you just can't sell that brand right now. So you can sell a couple thousand other brands that are good to sell right now.
Yep. How to compete with FBMers as an FBA. Honestly, think that's completely a waste of time right now, just because you're basically saying I would rather sell this item 3 weeks from now compared to sell it today, right? Via merchant fulfill on that. But it's pretty much just wait till you're checked in, and then Amazon's going to give you a lot of buy box authority as an FBA seller. It just doesn't really make sense to wait for the item to check in FBA when you could just FBM it today, for example, and then sell through and restock it too. On that, yeah.
If you already have it in stock, then just put your price higher than FBM sellers is kind of the big thing. But if it's not already, then just get it FBM listed, so you can actually make the sale during Christmas season.
That's facts. If a buy box has been suppressed, is that bad? Not at all. You'll see that in the buy box analysis on SellerAmp from time to time. So that is not a bad thing necessarily.
Rewind the stream 60 seconds or so. We just answered that question in detail too.
Don't automatically avoid suppressed listings. It's synonymous with no buy box as well. With no movement, should I create a removal order? I've already lowered pricing. Those listings probably just don't sell at all, Lily. Right there, or your account might not be fully active, and those you might not even be showing on the listing, for example. So go on as if you were the customer and see if you're able to buy it from yourself.
Oh yeah. So let us know what other questions you guys got here. Should you break even or lose a little in order to get a few sales on the account? Not necessarily. If you're talking about returns, generally don't go crazy on returns just because you don't want that retailer to hate you for forever. It's like the selfish reason why. You can pretty much always at least get your money back in terms of lowering the price a little bit.
Yep. I'm still trying hard to get ungated in the brand. Now with Costco email receipt, it's pending for over 24 hours. Is that a good sign? It's not necessarily a green flag or a red flag. It's just kind of how the system works. Typically, it takes between 24 and 72 hours to hear back on an ungated request right there. But it's really important to note that, getting declined for ungates is completely normal. It's going to happen. It's just how Amazon system works. And you just got to keep submitting and you'll be good to go right there too.
Yep.
It's just a waiting game. See, occasionally it'll even take that long. For example, very rarely.
Yeah, but I don't know if I've seen it take that long for quite a while.
Yeah, very rarely, but occasionally.
I wonder if you're talking about like peroxide care, there must be like a higher level of review going on there. Probably a little bit more significant. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense there. We made over 500K in sales this year, mostly Nike. Next year, I think this is necessary to expand my product portfolio. How can I transition effectively to other categories? Well, fire question right there, and congrats on your success. So what you want to do is go to your listings, especially your favorite listings, and take a look at the other brands and categories that your competition is selling, right? Using storefront stalking on SellerAmp. So just going ahead and opening up the storefronts of those other sellers right there. And that's immediately going to introduce you to lots of brands, lots of other categories, and lots of other products as a whole. And those are sellers with a similar business model to you. So that's going to be, kind of easy stuff to naturally get into and everything on that, Luke, as well. Now, okay, Warner, let's go back and forth on Black Friday product research hacks, right? So if you're a beginner, it's really, really important to you're not really going to find stuff at a profitable price. You're going to make it profitable, right? But what do we actually mean by that, Warner? So what's one product research tip for beginners for Black Friday? Let's go back and forth here.
Yeah, I mean, there's a million different ways to create the margin, right? Like,
Yep.
Black Friday sales are the obvious one. So go
That's
to
the big one,
yeah,
right?
yeah, that's the obvious one. So it's blackfriday.com, right? It's got the a bunch of websites, different kind of Black Friday ads going on. So that's a good place to see lots of sales.
Okay. I'll go next. You don't really, or this is a really easy one that's free too. BlackFriday.com free as well. Get the Coupon Birds and the Capital One Shopping free extensions. They're free Chrome extensions that just pop up with different coupons. And that's a great way where sometimes there'll be a Black Friday sale and then there's a 10% coupon from Capital One Shopping and you boost the profit margins even more.
Yeah, and on top of like coupons and stuff, there's also a million other discounts that are boosted, right? So think about Black Friday boosts on cash back and Black Friday boosts on discounted gift card rates. I was even noticing like through my Capital One, there's a bunch of boosted cash back rates that are higher than most like all the other cash back portals. So I was looking at that this morning. I was like, all right, we gotta go crazy on this. Like there's some sites that are like 14, 15% through Capital One that are not quite that high through like normal cash back portals. So think about like other creative things that are also on Black Friday sales that are margin boosters.
Yeah, like Warner was saying, discounted gift cards are really good. I found a 15% off discounted gift card on basically a site that already has a 20% code. So stuff's on sale for Black Friday. And then there's a 20% coupon code and 15% off discounted gift cards on Card Bear there, which is really helpful too. Additionally, another one that's really helpful too is getting a reseller certificate. So for example, Walmart, you can connect your reseller certificate to your Walmart account, and that's going to help you save sales tax too. So you can just Google like, does XYZ retailer take tax exempt? You can go ahead and get that set up. That's really helpful as well.
Yeah, and as far as we talk about storefront stocking a lot, right? So using SellerAmp, diving into seeing what brands and products are selling, that kind of thing. This time of year, though, you can storefront stock only the very intelligent sellers who have a really dialed in catalog by going on like the buy box chart, seeing who's selling at like the highest prices, looking at the buy box stats on SellerAmp, filtering by like the highest average sale, and then storefront stock those people because they've got a little bit bigger brain. They're probably going to be holding out some products that are more likely to be popping in prices. And you can stack all those other discounts we're talking about as well.
Yep. So another thing a lot of like really good, sharp, smart sellers do is find cool sellers to work with, right? So like when Warner and I, like almost 4 years ago, started getting on Zoom and sourcing these different sales together, talking through these different problems together, we got to avoid each other's mistakes. Our success was amplified because we were working together, and it just made it a lot more fun, honestly, too, as well. So if you're looking for cool sellers to work with, drop like your IG or your Discord in the chat, hop in the Facebook group, hop in the free Discord. Those are all linked in the description right there. And we're gonna get to it here. Okay. So here we go. Okay. Is it true that if something doesn't sell and people delete the listing, it counts as sales in SellerAmp? Nope, but they will drop off the listing right there. Yeah. Where should I show my where should I price my products? Low, higher, in the middle? Just match the buy box. So take a look at the Keep It chart and see where the buy box is consistently going. Just match the buy box to initially start. And then over time, you're going to get a little fancier. You can get a little bit more abundant. And once a listing's selling for you, you're going to raise that price up there.
Yeah. This time of year, look back last Christmas and see if the price like popped up, right? Because if you see that on you'll see that on some of your listings, and you don't want to be sitting at the buy box right now if that price like pops up consistently every holiday season. There's some products I'll be holding at high prices until like middle of December. Then if it still doesn't pop, I'll go back down to the buy box and have plenty of time to sell out.
Yep. Another really good free resource we have for you guys is going to be SellerAmp QVS, which is our brand new Chrome extension right here. That's just literally, it's included free in your SellerAmp subscription. And what that allows you to do is just see the Amazon search page results a lot more clear, basically right here. So we'll get QVS going to pop up right here in a sec right there. Right. So we can see a lot more information about a product on the search page right here. So we can see like the amount of offers, for example, whether or not it's FBM friendly, if there's other FBM sellers on it, right there. So reminder, guys, this is free, and you can just go to selleramp.com/QVS and get that locked and loaded right there. That's going to be really helpful for manual sourcing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a good litmus test. If you see like one seller on a bunch of the listings, probably not so reseller friendly. If you see 5, 6, 10 plus sellers, then it's probably something worth diving into, especially if you can find a good coupon, that kind of thing.
Yep. Carmel says, I just got in this live. Not sure if this already asked before. How do we know if a store accepts sales tax firm? That's a fire question and something everyone should be using, for example. So if it's retail arbitrage, just have the documentation with you, ask, and then you'll know for the future. Or low key, just talking to other sellers, you know, that are in the mix, that are hitting those same stores right there. Right. And then for online arbitrage, I typically recommend just Googling, does XYZ website take tax exempt? And if there is, you know, an SOP of how to get that set up on the website, it'll say like, you know, there'll be a section of the website where it's like, if you provide your sales tax documentation, you'll be able to avoid sales tax right there, or just ask customer service. Yeah.
Yeah. Does using PPC help with buy box share? Very detailed question. I like it.
There, yeah.
As far as I know, it wouldn't, but it would make you make sales faster when you are in the buy box. So like you would make more sales overall, but obviously you're paying for them. So as far as like arbitrage goes, it's typically not going to be worth it unless you're bidding like a dime or a nickel on a bunch of related keywords and seeing if you can catch anything that slips through.
Yep. Did you start an LLC right away or right down the road? Once I was making like 10K a month. Yeah. Where can we meet you personally? I'm in South Florida. Oh, cool. Okay. So we'll be at the Miami Sellers Conference in May, and the ASD conference in Las Vegas in early August, I believe. Let me see when ASD 2025 is.
Might have to throw together a little dinner or something like that at some point too.
Let's see here. Yeah. I mean, honestly, between now and then, yeah. Let's see here.
But as far as big events, that'll be your options there.
Yeah. Let's see here. All right, I don't know if there's August dates for ASD yet. The March dates.
Yeah, the March dates are out. How much profit should you be making before hiring a VA? Yeah, good question. So a lot of people kind of jump the gun on that, right? Because they get really excited about the idea of having somebody else do all the work, and then they kind of look around and realize they don't really know what's going on. So for me, it was when I guess my business was making probably $4 or $5 grand a month in profit, and the real bottleneck wasn't like capital or anything like that. It was just simply running out of time to source more products, because I was full-time in school. You probably have a full-time job, that kind of thing. And you'll hit a point where you're making good money, but you know, it could be a little bit better if you have some help. So that's where it makes sense.
Appreciate you, Kiana here. Hey, Miles, awesome. Last night's conference was awesome. Yeah, we got you guys. So if you missed the free live class last night, make sure you get registered for the next one, guys, which we're hosting on December 11th at 7 p.m. Eastern right there. Yeah. Can you do retail arbitrage with FBA instead of FBM? Absolutely. This time of year makes a lot more sense to do merchant filled, just because the markets there's significantly more demand. So during November, December, there tends to be a lot more merchant fulfilled action comparatively to the rest of the months. Right there. But yeah, you can do FBA and FBM at the same time, regardless of where you're getting the products, and even on the same listing at the same time right there.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Good question, Arthur. As a beginner, how do you find your first product? How much did you spend on the product? You're asking a couple good questions there. So we'll start with that, right? So as far as like how much to spend, stick with like 5 or 10 units of a product. Unless you're crazy confident in it, maybe you've talked to another Amazon seller, you bounce the idea, and you've got a second opinion, and they say it's also really good. Then you can kind of have that confidence to go deeper. That's why, you know, having some friends is so important. As far as like where you can find it, what category, that kind of thing. If you have any like personal passions or like certain niches that you know a little bit about, you know where to get good deals, you know the brands that are popular, start there. If not, then you'll just watch any of the sourcing videos on the Flips for Miles channel, watch my channel, watch the SellerAmp channel for 30 minutes or an hour or so, and you'll see a lot of the brands that we're looking at, and then just look and see what the sellers on those listings are also selling. Just classic reverse sourcing there, because it doesn't really matter at the end of the day what items you buy. You're just buying good data, basically.
Can you still use Amazon Invoice to get ungated? Yeah, for sure. When you got good at product research, how many products could you find in a day? Yeah, so it depends specifically on the like specific retailer and capital availability, because typically the bottleneck ends up being capital once you're good at the skill of product research right there. But easily, on a good day like today, like easily, 10, 20 unique leads, for example.
Yeah, you probably rip a lot more than that on Black Friday sales days.
In terms of unique leads, but more so like, when you're newer though,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Building that initial momentum. But for sure, I could get like, if you had a gun to my head, I could find 50 in the next hour, like easily on the, like, cause it's stuff.
We have years. We're basically cheating at this point. It's years of experience. Like that's the thing. All of you guys who are in the early days, you need to remember that the next product you find will be the hardest it ever feels to find to the next product. Right. After that, it exponentially gets easier every time, because you build experience, you learn within the brands that you like to source, which are more likely to be good, which price points you like to look for, and then that applies to lots of other similar items in that niche as well, and just kind of grow your knowledge from there.
Asking regarding Boxum, I'm a beginner and I'm still learning, so I haven't had any sales yet. When do you think I could benefit from Boxum? Should I start using Boxum when I have more sales? It just kind of depends. I mean, you should totally plan on having sales in the next 2 weeks. And even prior to having sales, Boxum just helps you list stuff a lot easier too. And you can try it for 2 weeks for free. So yeah, I mean, especially this time of year, I'd say get going with that, and you will avoid the pain in the ass of not knowing how to list on Amazon, or not knowing how to use Seller Central and having to learn how to use Seller Central to list stuff when you could just use Boxum for that.
Yeah, and for those of you guys who are doing a lot of FBM, you can also do lots of FBM with Boxum as well. So try it for free for sure.
And there's really good accounting pages we got coming soon too as well that are going to make like restocking significantly easier, and those will be here in no time as well.
Yeah. No, you don't, Rafaela.
Yep. Should I wait or upload my? So yeah, Lego's been closed for newer sellers for like 4 or 5 months, maybe 6 months.
Quite a while, yeah.
Right there. So yeah, so don't worry about that, and always make sure it's something you can go ahead and get rock and rolling on that.
Sweet. See you, Luca. Have a good one, man. When you get letters from lawyers for selling a product that SellerAmp says you can, do you take it down and request it back? Yeah, so you will develop a collection of those. Most of them are blowing hot air. As far as like the ones you get in the mail, the ones that are like 1 page, I've had 1 single of those letters turn into an actual IP complaint on my Amazon account. Probably received hundreds of them. If you ever get like a big thick packet in the mail, or you actually get an IP complaint, that's when you kind of take it more seriously. Kind of gauge if selling that brand is still worth it for you, still worth the risk and profit, that kind of thing.
I started sourcing today. So far, having a hard time finding anything for retail arbitrage. I am very new at this. Yeah, so it's not really that you find stuff good, you make it good. For retail arbitrage, make sure it's a store where pretty much everything's discounted. It's like the outlets or grocery outlet or Ollie's, for example. Don't just go to Walmart and scan stuff, right? Because Walmart is a retail store. It's not like a discount store, for example. Right there is the QVS Chrome extension added automatically when you already have the subscription for SellerAmp. So you automatically have access to it, but it is going to be a separate Chrome extension you're going to install. So if you just go to selleramp.com/QVS, or just go in the Google Chrome store and look up SellerAmp Quick View Simplified, SellerAmp QVS, you'll get it rock and rolling in there.
Yep. Yeah, and that's free for all of you guys too.
Yep.
If you have to leave the US for 3 months, will that set you back in building your store? I would probably just get set up with a good prep center, Melinda. Try to get something in place for any of your returns as well. Maybe you got a family friend or that kind of thing that can send some of that stuff back to Amazon, or just hold it for you until you get back. Besides that, you can still run the business abroad. There's lots of Amazon sellers they'll like intentionally post up in Thailand or that kind of thing, and they'll just use prep centers and run it that way.
Is Ross a good discount store? Yeah, exactly. That's what we mean by discount stores. Hell yeah. I'm struggling too. I bought some leads. None of them were great. Would it make sense for them to be great when you're a newer seller? Were you great at walking when you started walking, or were you terrible at walking when you started walking, right? The only way you're good at anything is you start out being bad. You learn, you innovate, you make friends with people that are in the mix, right? And that's the name of the game.
Yeah, he's also talking about it's going to be good for storefront stocking. So you got the right attitude there, Havoc. Yeah. If for all of you guys who are buying products that might not be going to plan, or you're new to the game, just buy small. And when things go wrong, that's fine. When things go great, you can probably restock, and that teaches you way more lessons as well too.
People not going to give away all the best leads either, not to an anonymous account that they've gotten no value from. But I had no problem working with Warner on all my best products because we had a lot of fun working together. Still do years later. I knew he was serious. I knew who he was. We had a lot of transparency and accountability to each other and everything. So if I get approved for a category, do I wait or start searching right away? Start searching right away, but don't really worry about the approval side of things, because that'll be nice and easy to do regardless, once you have some profitable SKUs to buy. Yeah.
You can always use the as long as that brand is accepting ungates, you can always use that invoice to just get ungated. That's what we do. My sourcing team doesn't even know we're ungated, and they just rip stuff, and we'll take care of it if we're gated on it.
Nope. What's best to do at first, FBA or FBM? Is there a really big profit margin? The difference isn't really going to be significant, but FBM is great right now. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hiring a VA, what should you charge to start off? So anywhere from like 400 to 1,000 is pretty typical for virtual assistant, depending on what they're doing, what their experience level is, all that kind of stuff. So also just have that conversation with them too. See what they're expecting and that kind of thing. That'd be monthly U.S. salary, by the way, as well.
Cool. Sweet. So we're going to head off here in a sec, guys. So any final questions you have, make sure you let us know. And then we'll also be back for another SellerAmp Seller Hour on Black Friday here. So make sure as you're doing product research the next couple of days, you're not just looking at the Black Friday sales, right? You want to make sure you're adding in coupons if they exist, right? Always check out through PayPal. It's a very good question there. Yeah, for speed and security. See if there's any discounted gift cards on Cardbearer Top Cashback. See if the retailer accepts sales tax. All of that stuff's going to lower your buy cost and create more profit margin right there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, prep centers can take care of those RA labels for you. If they're local. It's a good thing to do if you got a prep center in your city.
Yep. Yeah, always check out through PayPal. Does your VA have?
Yeah, I think he's talking about VAs as well. You can pay them through PayPal. Wise is also good. It's lower fees for both of you.
Yeah, Wise is. Yeah. I would even say Wise better than PayPal. But for OA checkouts, yeah, you want to use. Use PayPal
basically every time. Yeah. VAs have quotas, not necessarily, but we track monthly profit that they've sourced. And then they do have basically quotas on that. But it's more incentive based rather than like penalizing, right? So the higher up they go in terms of how much profit they've actually sourced, the more money they're going to make. They get some bonuses based on that.
What should I do if I keep finding good product and getting the price and I need profitable, but I'm hard gated? Seems like everything I look at now is hard gated. So pretty much nothing is hard gated. Just like Nike, Adidas, Puma, Lego, and a couple other brands, for example. So literally anything outside of that, you'll be good to go right there. Yeah. Yes. Sales tax license, reseller license. Exactly. Yeah. Usually refunded by the state. That's between you and the state right there. You could just use a sales tax permit and avoid it right off the get-go there. Yeah.
It's true. Missing the glasses today.
Yep. But now I got them on right here. It's a little lighter outside here today. Cool. All right. So we appreciate you guys tapping in here for SellerAmp Seller Hour. We will be back on Black Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern. Right there. So bring all your guys' questions. And just in general, we have a lot more good free content on the Fields of Profit YouTube, Flips for Miles YouTube, the SellerAmp YouTube as well. We're here to help and assist in your Amazon journey. And let's get to it. Yeah.
And then keep your eyes out for that SellerAmp Black Friday sale. We're going to rip for you guys here pretty soon as well. So it'll be a nice way to lock in SellerAmp for cheaper as well. So you guys have a great rest of your day. And I guess we'll see you after Thanksgiving. So have fun with the family and all that kind of stuff. Maybe source some products. Maybe teach the little cousin or something like that how to make some money online. And
an FBM operation, right?
Absolutely,
there,
yeah. You guys have a good one.
In order to start selling Amazon, you do not need an LLC. Benefits of FBM: you can sell the products way quicker and not need to worry about that 1 to 3 week check-in time, especially right now with demand through the roof right there. So get some FBM in action there too. Be great. See y'all later. Good talking to y'all today. Let's get it. See you guys Black Friday. 4 p.m. Eastern, clean up on those deals, and y'all let us know how we can help. Be great.